change the world and history right here where we're from. It's no beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Yes, there we go. Alrighty then. Now, let me see if I can get this started all over again. All right. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay out there today. Now, let's start this thing back over again, and then I'll be right back.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's no beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Listen, I'm a little late. I had to bring all my equipment back here from yesterday, and I'm all discombobulated, which is nothing unusual for me because I'm discombobulated all the time. So we're working on this right now. Hey, how's everybody doing? Now you know what time it is. I know it's Friday. I don't normally do this on Friday, but since I cheated you guys out of a day yesterday, I just thought I'd come on in today and sort of make it up to you. You know what I mean? I mean, not that anybody really, missed me or anything like that. It was just that I thought I fell in. See, this is beginning to feel like a job, which is okay. I mean, as long as you do a job that you want to do, they say if you like what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. Okay, well that's kind of like how I feel about this thing here. But we got a few things to talk about. The Montgomery Fire Department wants a raise. We ain't gave them one forever. Police department get all these kind of raises and stuff like that. Try to talk to a number of the city councilmen last night. Tell you a little bit about that. A couple other things. Jag High School has another incident. Again, kids have always fought and did things in school, so that doesn't surprise me. But what does surprise me is that we seem to getting more and more and more of this in a shorter increment of time between each one of these happenings. Do they not believe that they can go to jail or something like that? I mean, do they not believe that kind of thing? I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that and a few other things today. While we got the time, other than that, I got to go to our daily bread because that's where we roll around here. We go to we do our daily bread because that's what we need to do because we need to talk to the Lord often. As a matter of fact, at least 300, 400, 500 times a day. So let us go to our daily bread, and then we'll be back. Uno momento. Okay, so hang loose. Okay, hang loose. We'll be back. And time to rise and shine. And it's time to be thankful for one more day. One more day above ground. And the ground's not above you. We'll be back.
Thankful whispers in a gentle breeze. Grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry.
Growing in Christ comes from a deepening relationship with Him. Our Daily Bread. Today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional was written by David Roper. My wife Carolyn and I met Phipps Festus Bourne in 1995 in his shop in Mabry Hill, Virginia. Bourne, who died in 2002, was a master woodcarver whose carvings are almost exact replicas of real objects. Carving a duck is simple, he said. You just look at a piece of wood, get in your head what a duck looks like, and then cut off everything that doesn't look like it. So it is with God. He looks at you and me, blocks of rough wood, envisions the Christ-like woman or man hidden beneath the bark, knots, and twigs, and then begins to carve away everything that doesn't fit that image. We would be amazed if we could see how beautiful we are as finished ducks. David continues, but first we must accept that we are a block of wood, and allow the artist to cut, shape, and sand us where he will. This means viewing our circumstances, pleasant or unpleasant, as God's tools that shape us. He forms us one part at a time into the beautiful creature He envisioned in our ungainly lump of wood. Sometimes the process is wonderful, sometimes it's painful, but in the end, all of God's tools conform us to the image of His Son. Do you long for that likeness? Put yourself in the master carver's hands.
Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Psalm 138, verses 7 and 8, and Ephesians chapter 2, verses 6 through 10. Here's Psalm 138, verses 7 and 8. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve my life. You stretch out your hand against the anger of my foes. With your right hand you save me. The Lord will vindicate me. Your love, Lord, endures forever. Do not abandon the works of your hands. And Ephesians chapter 2, verses 6 through 10. And God raised us up with Christ and seated us with Him in the heavenly realms in Christ Jesus, in order that in the coming ages He might show the incomparable riches of His grace, expressed in His kindness to us in Christ Jesus. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. That's today's scripture reading from Psalm 138, verses 7 and 8, and Ephesians chapter 2, verses 6 through 10.
And now let's pray together. Father, you are the craftsman who shapes me. You are the one who knows what shape my life should take. Thank you for carving me into the image you have planned. Help me to trust that the pieces and parts you shape for me are the right ones. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Growing in Christ comes from a deepening relationship with Him. Our Daily Bread.
My bad. The other part of the show this morning, we're gonna rename this part of the show. It's called Something to Think About, and this is where I try to put something on to kind of like wake your mind up to make you and sometimes to make you feel um, you know blessed as you are because you are still here. There's so many people with so many problems. I run into them all the time. So many problems, and and if you do not handle it well, you will be depressed. I mean, there are just so many people, which is why I belong to Hope Inspired Ministries, because they try to take people's lives, find out where they are, and then we try to help, you know. But and not invariably we won't be able to help everybody, but most people we can, if everybody gives a little, then it can help a lot. But one of the quintessential ingredients of being a human being is to be kind to people. And it is something that we say we are, but more often than not, we're not. And that includes me too. I can be a lot kinder. And I don't mean kind because there's somebody sitting on the corner begging for money. You see the same guy every day. I mean the kind of kindness that you take with you throughout your life. Yeah, checking the older people in your community, see how they're doing. If it's hot outside, if it's cold outside, check on these people. Even in anger, because sometimes there's righteous indignation. Sometimes it's okay to be angry, but be kind at the same time. And I know that that's kind of like an oxymoron, but it is what it is. It can be done. Okay, so let's see, where's my thing in here? Okay, our next thing, it's called Something to Think About. Okay, besides that, it's a great day to be alive, which it really is. Okay, it really is. So where's my thing? Did I get off there already? Well, anyway, something to think about. It's a great day to be alive. So we're going to put this, and it's called To Be Kind. And then we'll come back and we'll finish the morning out, just talking about the subject of the day and how you're feeling and all that, what you got planned for the weekend, and things of that nature. Okay. So let us go. And this is called To Be Kind. And it is, if you think about it, we call this part something to think about. Because if you think about it, you certainly need to act upon it. Okay. So let us go. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that up there as soon as we get done here. So we'll be back right after these messages.
I want to focus on that wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, the building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. "Would you carry this bag out to the car for me?" she said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. "Oh, it's nothing," I told her. "I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated." When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, "Oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way." "Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice." I looked in the rearview mirror and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left," she said, almost to herself. "The doctor says I don't have very long." I quietly reached over and shut off the meter. "What route would you like me to take?" For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go now." We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent, watching her every move. They were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. "No, you don't owe me anything," I said. "Oh, you have to make a living," she answered. "Oh, there are other passengers," I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug, and she held on to me tightly. "You gave an old woman a little bit of joy," she said. "Thank you." I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. Sort of helps me allow life to make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. At times you will want to be anything but kind, because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, and all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard, and you can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there is plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. And not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit. Our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project, you're not just being kind, those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if He didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what He's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold. He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. But something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bo. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, "I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together." That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, "One of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, 'Great to see you today,' because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me." Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside, that compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. Doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
To be kind.
I want to focus on that wonderful
Okay, let me stop there.
concept, that vital virtue
Of kindness. Anyway, good morning to all of you. Hope everything, everybody finds you. Hope this morning finds all of you doing well. See, now I'm on a mission here. Okay, I'm on a mission to make this the most important podcast in the city. Now that's my mission, is to know that when we have these conversations in the mornings, I'm thinking about changing my hours too, like from 8 to 10. I'm thinking that might be a better time, but y'all let me know what you think. 8 to 10. I'm thinking about doing that starting Monday. 7 is good, but people just now getting up at 7 o'clock. They ain't really thinking. But anyway, well, y'all let me know. I'm gonna take a survey here and see whoever gets the most numbers. It's 8 to 10. I think it's a little bit better than 7 to 9. But y'all let me know what you think. But anyway, good morning to you. Now, this morning we are going to. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot where people don't mind getting up, tuning in, not trying to become famous or anything like that. I think those days are gone by. So I'm just, but I do want to be relevant. I don't have to be famous, but I do want to be relevant. I do want to be able to, if you have a problem, to use this medium to help you. And by helping you, it helps all of us. So I want to be relevant, but I don't have to be famous. Okay, I'm not Mr. Dirty Jobs guy or anything like that. I'm just a guy stuck here in Montgomery, Alabama. Not really stuck here, but I kind of like it here. I've been here a long time now. I know more about this city. If I went home right now, I could not even find my high school because I don't remember where it is. I remember where the high school is if I see it, but I don't remember how to get to it. I know it's on a street called Twinkingham Drive. That's all I remember. John Adams High. That's all I remember. Anyway, if you now I'm hoping my phone thing works the way it should work today. So y'all just hang loose there. Hang with me. What happened was last week I couldn't figure out. See, man, I don't want to know. I don't want to do 3 hours. No. I'm here today because yesterday I was at on a site trying to do something for a veterans community wellness center, and I didn't want to stick it to my loyal my few loyal people that I have here and not show up to give them at least my 4 days, okay? Because I don't want to wear you out with me either. 8 to 11. Okay, no. Let's not go there. Anyway. I put a message out for Jamel and Jamel ain't coming 10 minutes. Jamel won't come 20, 20 miles in front of me and have a conversation because we could. We could. Jamel wants to. Jamel Brown. Listen, he's young. He wants to. I know what this whole condom thing is all about, but is he giving away free condoms to get a vote? I don't know. Uh, uh, but I put it. I sent out the word to him. I let to talk to him. He don't have to come up here. He can just come on the phone and to our virtual studio like everybody else does and talk to us. Okay, but we're going to see. Okay. Yeah, I know they do. They make a lot of money. Okay. If y'all send some donations in, I'll do the 3 hours. But yeah, just to say it, no, you know, I see my 2 hours is my donation time. Okay. Okay. You help me get some sponsors and things like that. And then I can do get some better, a little bit of better equipment and things of that nature. Yeah, I would do 3. And y'all tell me who you want to talk to, because I sometimes you get on airways and you like I'm a Tuberville. Tuberville was on somebody's show the other day, or oh, what's the guy? My good friend over there at Blue Water. He was on his show, and I'm looking to get some of those people on. Okay, so I really am. My problem is that sometimes I just forget to ask people things. I just forget to ask people throughout my day. Do you want to come on? But now they don't really have to come any place. They can use their phone and get online. So anybody who don't want to come on, well, they just don't want to come on. It's not that it's a logistical thing. We have solved the logistical problem. Okay. Tommy, yeah, those guys over there. Yeah, matter of fact, they wanted me to come down there and do a podcast with them. But I find that it's tough going place to place and putting up all your equipment and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll talk. So I'm thinking about 8 to 10 starting next week. Y'all let me know what you think. Not 8 to 11, but 8 to 10. Now again, if we get some sponsors of the show and things of that nature, so I can help me make a living. So I said it while I'm out there, because it takes time to talk to people. It takes time to go down to the city council. It takes time to talk. Like yesterday, I called for 5 hours to get to talk to one of your city council people, because we were asking them about the issue of the fire department wanting a raise, and I think they deserve a raise. I mean, the fire department, but again, it's all got to be paid for. And I realize that sometimes I sound like a Democrat. Well, I do realize that that things have to be paid for. I realize they got to be paid for. But we also got to understand that in order to keep good quality people, you've got to pay them a decent salary. It's got a minimum wage job. Nobody cares about losing a minimum wage job, because you can go find another one. Okay, but you pay them, and you have to pay people enough money for them to miss it if they decide to quit. Okay, I'm just saying, you want to keep them in, then that's the way to do it. You don't pay them just a little bit over minimum wage or what the national salary is and think that you got them in the back. You don't. Yeah, I mean, put it this way: give me 60 grand and I'm not moving. Okay, you're gonna have to call the police to get me out of there. Okay, or the fire department or somebody. 60 grand is where I start at. $60,000 a year is where I start at when we start negotiating. That's probably why I ain't got another radio job. Because I'm not. Yeah, 34 years is a long time to be in this business, and it's worth something. Okay, like I always hear these women say, "I know my value." Well, I know mine too. All right. Anyway, yeah. So somebody is he trying to give away? I saw that. Is he trying to give away condoms to get? Well, now I don't know though. There may be something to that, because Atlanta has had 20,000 more cases of AIDS in the last few months. So somebody over there's not using them. Okay, they're not using them at all. Anyway, Steve Harvey Street, yeah, they're making big money. I can leave that one alone right there. Yeah, I know they are. They're making big money, and Steve Harvey probably gets more money an hour than I make most of the time in like 3-4 months. So yeah, he good. I mean, I ain't mad at him. You work your butt off to get there, and finally, when you get there, you want to, you got to make it account for something. Okay. All right, then. So I'm not mad at Steve. So moving right along. Now, here's a question that we want to ask. Everybody knows about the the Powerball thing yesterday, right? I think 1.5 billion dollar Powerball. I don't know if anybody actually won yet. I'll see that in a minute here. But here's the question that Alabamians need to ask their representatives. I don't know anybody. Now, I'm not into the gambling thing. I'm not into. I was on a Hagler show yesterday, right? I was on Hagler show yesterday, and I started beating down the Porch Creek Indians, and then I forgot they was one of his biggest sponsors, so I just left that alone. But because listen, man got to eat, but I said, and to me, listen, I think it's true. I think they're probably the only people who really don't want. Now, I don't want gambling. I do not want gambling. I do not want casinos and things of that nature, because that would certainly lend itself to other nefarious uh, activities in Montgomery, and I just don't want that. But I do want a lottery. So here is the question, and if one of them, if Hassel, or Hatcher, or any of those folks, are the women that are on the thing down there. How many women we got down? We got Penny McClammy, we got Tashina Morris, we have Hassel. Who else we got? We got. Well, as soon as I think of them in a minute, I'll let you know about them. I don't know who the legislative body in the state of Alabama works for. Really. And so I want us to ask the question of the people who supposedly represent us. Who do they work for? Okay, who do they work for? Because that's what I really want to know. Okay, because our legislative body in Alabama, it's a damn shame that we, the people who pay them, can't get what we want. And we want a lottery in the state of Alabama. But every time they go down there and work, we give them a $60,000. They make $60,000 a year for working 90 days out of the year. Okay, and I'm not begrudging them if they do a good job. But every time since 1999, we can't seem to get. We can't seem to get the lottery that everybody wants. Every state around us has gotten one. So again, who is our legislators working for? Who do they work for? They don't work for us, because everybody I talked to yesterday, all over the city, everybody wants a lottery. But those son of a guns down there, somebody's paying them to want to put up for casino gambling. Somebody is paying them. Somebody's giving donations. Somebody's doing something. Because how in the hell can you call yourself a representative of the people, but the very thing that the people want, we can't get? They are full of it. Okay? I mean, they don't work for us. And if you believe that your legislator does work for you, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong, and that's going to be my push on the next. When's the next legislative thing? Because I'm truly thinking about running for it. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, I work for you. I don't work for anybody that brings me an envelope. Anybody that puts a little bit in my checking account. I don't work for them. I work for the people of Alabama, and most importantly, the people of my district. So who do they work for? Oh, yeah. Some of them work for lobbyists. Absolutely. See, here's my problem. I don't have a problem with lobbyists. Lobbyists' job is to push whatever agenda that the people they work for are trying to get uploaded. I got no problem with lobbyists. That's a job. But I do have a problem with the people who represent us representing the lobby more than they're representing me. That I don't have a problem with lobby. I mean, don't we all lobby for something? We lobby our parents to help us to get a car. We lobby our parents, our boss to get a raise. I mean, we are all lobbyists. But either the boss wants to give you a raise or he doesn't want to give you a raise. Okay. Again, who do they work for? We've seen a whole bunch of, and and what gets me is that it is such a stupid thing. We got state, every state around us has a lottery, and so you can go over there and look for Alabama plates on people's cars, and you'll find them there. So what sense does it make? Okay, what sense does it make to give another state our money? I mean, hell, we don't have enough of our money our own self. So what sense does that? That logic and reason has left the building. It makes no sense to give other states, Georgia, Mississippi, who else is around there? Georgia, Mississippi, and them other states, whatever, whoever is around. Let's see. I mean, how many states surround us? Okay. Anyway, so who do they work for? So who do they work for? Okay. Let me see. Let me see here. Now because I can't remember all the. I can't remember all the. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so who's around? We got Louisiana. Man, we got a lot of things over there. Okay, I'll get to them later on. This guy wants to sell me a map. I don't want to buy a map. I just want to look at. Oh, here we go. Okay, so around Alabama, we have. Let's see. We got. Yeah, we got a bunch of states. I know we got Georgia. Do we have Louisiana? I can't think of it at the moment. But anyway, a lot of states. Now just let me save the image here. Okay, let me save the image. Okay, that's all I want to know. Save the image right there. Okay, open it up because I can't remember all the stuff. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, now let me see here now. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let me share that with you so everybody can see. Because I know you guys like me. You don't remember all these states and all this stuff. I've been out of school a long time. So let me see here now. Let me see if we can get this going right here. Okay, so we can all see the states that surround us. Let me see here now. So we can see where our money is actually going. Okay, we can see the money where it's actually going. Okay, we can see this. Okay, I'm just going to show you this right quick. Okay, now let me see here now. So we have let me see. Okay, we got Tennessee around us. We have Georgia. We have Mississippi. Okay, and we have see Georgia, Mississippi, and Arkansas ain't that far away, but it's not around it. So we got Georgia, yeah, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Florida. Okay, I should have known that, and Florida right next to us. Okay, so I don't know why we can't seem to get a lottery. But all these other states are getting the money from Alabamians to fund their projects. But for some reason, the so-called intelligent people, educated people in our legislature cannot, for some reason, cannot seem to let us spend our money in our own state. Okay. I get so sick and tired of every time they go down there. Oh, well, we didn't have the votes, but then we need somebody who can get the votes. Okay. Really, we need somebody that can get the votes because evidently the crop we got in there now for the last 20 years can't seem to get it done. We had a governor go to jail for the most part. Siegelman got screwed. I mean, they was trying to get Scrushy, and then they just said, well, why don't we just take Siegelman at the same time? I mean, listen, I think everybody does nefarious things sometimes. Okay, everybody does nefarious things sometimes. But again, my deal is who do your representatives work for? And I'm telling you, they don't work for you. Okay, and I don't even know if they work for the lobbyists. But again, all those states around us, Florida, Mississippi, Georgia, and what's the other one? Georgia, and no, was it Louisiana? And no, whatever's to the west of us. Um, so I can't remember what it is right now. My mind ain't what it used to be. And we need to have this conversation with the people who supposedly represent us. Because how in the world can we keep losing this lottery thing when everybody I talk to and they'll here's what they do. They'll blame it on Christians. The Christian preacher, everybody I talk to would like to have a lottery too. But we don't want the gambling. I don't know why they can't figure that out. I don't want casinos. That all that does is just okay, I'll see if I'll see if I can get her. Because I just don't know who. Now I don't know if Penny or anybody like that has gone against the lottery. But I do know one thing. We just can't we can't depend on them to look out for our best interests. They're looking out for their best interests. Okay. Again, tell me what, and that's the same crap I hate. Hola, Felix. Hola, ¿qué pasó? Buenos dias. That's about the best of my thing. I can't. But I'll call Penny and see what she had to say. We already know who they work. Yeah, they work for. But again, I'm not blaming the lot. You still have to blame. They still have to blame the representative and not the lobbyists. Lobbyists do their job. They push you to one issue or another to support one or another. Well, you know who's supposed to be the biggest lobbyist in the state of Alabama? Us. We're supposed to be the biggest, but no, we sit home, and a lot, especially black folks. My Lord, we don't get out and vote like we need to. And then when we do vote, we vote for the same people, whether we get anything or not. So I mean, something's wrong with us. They work for us. So here's a question on the next town hall meeting, the next election. The question is, who do you work for? Okay. And if you work for us as a collective in your district, your Senate district, your congressional district, your state representative district, your state senate, if you work for us, then that's the only people you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about Alpha. You don't have to worry about the AEA. They don't vote for you. Okay. We vote for you. Okay. And if you notice anything about, especially Montgomery, if you are a representative of the people and you seem to be doing that job, you can stay in office as long as you want to. But the minute you forget that you're actually there to work for us, I mean, it just pissed me off yesterday because we let all this money, and I wouldn't have won. I probably wouldn't have won, but it'd been nice to try. So, but $1.6 billion has gone to the states around us. Okay. That's going to the states around us, and we always whining in this state about money. My Lord, whine about the money that we need when we giving money to other states. Tell me why we giving money to other states and we whine about, and all they tell us, well, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. Then why couldn't you do it? Okay, I'll ask them. Well, if 500,000 of us show up at the House of Representatives, will you pass it then? If 500,000 people from all across Alabama show up at the House in this next legislative session, will you pass it then? Okay, that's all I want to know. What do we have to do as people? As people, what do we have to do as people to get you to do what we want you to do? Because obviously paying you $60,000 a year is not getting it done. So who butt do we got to plant our lips on? I mean, really, who butt do we got to kiss in order to get you guys to do what we're paying you to do? You know, that's like me paying you working at Mickey D's, and I'm paying you $14 an hour to cook burgers, but you don't feel like cooking burgers. But that's what I'm paying you for. I know, but I just don't want to cook burgers. But that's the job we gave you. When you came up here, you said you wanted a job at Mickey D's. We gave you a job at Mickey D's. We're paying you $14 an hour like you wanted, and we want you to cook burgers. And you said okay. But now that you see that you can fill the cups with ice for less work, now you want to do the ice. You want to fill the cups with ice. Okay, you don't want to cook burgers, or you want to do the fries. But we didn't hire you to do the fries. We hired you to cook burgers. or let's say you're the maintenance man and you get hired to clean McDonald's at the end of each night. You get, okay, you hired for that. We're paying you $20 an hour to do that. Bam. And now, but you don't like doing what we hired you for. Well, that's a simple solution to that in the civilian world. That's a simple solution to that in the workplace. We fire you. Not a problem. We fire you. I mean, that's what it be. Okay. That's what it is. We fire people. Well, we better start taking that same type of mentality. And you see, I don't mind if my representative loses a fight. I don't mind. Mm-mm. But what I mind if you don't fight. Okay, I mind that. I'm a fighter, and I don't think that telling us all the time that you lost after you lose. Okay, when is the last time Alvin Holmes is gone? When is the last time your representative said, "Come on down to the state house and protest this"? I don't remember anybody saying. Alvin Holmes used to say, "Meet me down at the state house." Okay, so I'm thinking we need to get at least 500,000 people downtown. We need to have the street. It should look like Washington D.C. at the memorial, at the Washington Memorial on this next election section, this next election cycle, legislative cycle, so they get the message. Okay, because right now, again, you need to you need to go on the internet, find your representative, find out who represents you, and ask them, who do you work for? I mean, who do you work for? You know, I don't care if you go to the First Baptist Church or the Second Baptist Church or the Third Baptist Church, and you go to church every Sunday, and we love that. We need God-fearing people, but I don't care about what you thinking because you went to church on this lottery thing. We want a lottery. And evidently, we haven't made that clear enough because they're listening to somebody else. They're not listening to you. Okay, they're just not listening to you. You don't even matter in this equation. You don't matter. And again, I don't mind if my representative loses the fight, but I want to see the fight. Come on TV, do PSAs. Tell us some of the dirt down there that goes on with this voting every time the lottery comes up. Because there's dirt go down there. Somebody made a deal with somebody. You know this. Tell us what's going on. Okay. Really, have you ever? It's kind of like everybody saying. It's kind of like everybody saying on the personnel board. Okay, yeah, we want to hire this guy. The people in charge want to hire this guy, but the personnel board says, well, we don't want him. Okay, and again, who do you work for? That's all I'm asking. Who do you work for? That's all I want to know. Okay. And I know, again, lobbyists are not to blame. The people to blame are the people the lobbyists are the people that the lobbyists turn on us. Okay. Lobbyists doing their job. They're doing their job. That's what they're doing. And I don't want to stick too much on this because it just irks me. We've had a governor get incarcerated, and partly because of the lottery. There wasn't all of that's what it was all about, but he was trying to get it passed, and he did some things I think to try to get it passed. But he ain't that, he wasn't. Don Sigma's not that bad of a guy. I mean, they all do things down there that we don't know about. Okay, so yeah, I can. I'll call Penny. Do you have a number? If you got a number, text it to me. You got a number? What's her number online? I'll call her. So who do they work for? Who did they work for? Okay. So, and Penny is your representative, Greg? Really? You don't live in the hood? Okay, though. And here's another thing that's going on, and I heard about this yesterday. Another incident in our schools. JAG was formerly known as JD. Now, y'all going to be surprised at what I say. I don't blame the kids for fighting. I heard it was it wasn't a knife or anything. I heard it was with a pencil or something like that. It happened. Now let's not be surprised that it's not if you've been to school, you know that people have been getting stabbed with pencils for years. Okay, still not right, but that's not that big of the problem we have here. And I talked to Doc the other day. The problem we had here is that we've got to send a message to people in these schools, and you can't come back to this school until you bring your parents, your dad, your mom, hopefully both of them together, but either one of them. But you can't come back here, okay? And I don't know why it is that our board um, can't seem to make such a rule. You can't come back here until we talk to somebody in your house that's in charge and not you. Okay. So, but every week now we getting somebody is doing something at one of our schools. And again, I do not blame the kids. Kids do what kids do because, and that goes to I think that goes to that goes to the thing I asked the first part of the week. The first part of the week, I asked, have we lost the 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 basic principles of being an American? Hard work, discipline. Um, um, have we lost those things? You know, the pursuit of excellence. Have we lost those things? I know. So, well, what about? Okay, let's listen. Before we even get in that conversation, let us say that America is a great country, but it has never been a perfect country. So we got some issues too. Okay, we got some issues. Now I got to see if I can get this guy on. Let me see here now. Yes, sir.
How you doing, mister?
I'm doing good. Now I'm going to have to see if somebody can hear you to make sure, because you're we want to make sure that you're
Yeah, you gotta make sure I'm heard famous as I am, and
well, you ain't famous, but we just want to make sure. I want to make sure people
you ain't gave me an intro to your show yet. I guess I'm on other shows all the time.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, but I don't think you're that important. So I'm, but I like.
Okay.
I mean, but
I tell the truth. I tell the truth. See?
Okay, what's true? What truth am I not telling?
Well, when you're talking about the lottery,
right?
Okay. Well, are we on air? Are we on the air?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Are people able to hear us?
Yeah, they tell me we can hear. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Mr. Elkins. You say that you're wondering why they're not doing anything, right?
No, I wonder why they don't work for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What party is this doing this?
Both parties.
No, who's in charge right now?
Both to pass laws takes both parties.
I'm talking about,
But if I had to be honest with you, I think the people who are against this on principle is mostly Republicans. I will say that.
Hold a minute, Kevin. Wait a minute now. So you're not answering my question.
Ask the question.
Isn't the Republican Party in charge right now, Kevin?
No.
Who runs this state?
I'm trying to figure that out.
See, no. Governor Ivey's the governor, and most of the people work downtown for her and us.
Well, you keep saying work for us, but they don't seem to work for us.
Supposedly
okay.
working for us.
Okay. Yeah.
They're all Republicans. Republicans running this damn state, running everything in this state. So let's cut through all of that right there.
Republicans.
I gave you a chance to be honest with me,
and I said,
So when your Republican Party kill a bill that saying people who work like hell at the Hyundai plants and all over can get over a tax break on their overtime, Kevin.
Well,
so why in the hell would they allow you to gamble?
But let me ask you a question. Now, I don't know if in fact you necessarily need a tax break on overtime. You are still producing income. I got to pay.
Have you ever worked 12-hour shifts, 8 hours, weeks, and all that.
Yes,
Have you ever worked those
I had
long hours?
I had worked 14-hour days before.
And the man make all the money and give you the
Sure,
crumbs.
sure.
So you telling me right now, if you had a job and
Yeah.
you work 8 hours,
Mhm.
you wouldn't want a tax break on that overtime money?
Again,
Wouldn't you want to break all that money to the house?
again, of course you want to, but it would be
What the hell? Why you sitting here trying to dance around and then trying to
because it would be
you
okay.
trying to do a damn cup member thing here, like these Trump supporters do. So you trying to cover
Okay,
for these
okay.
damn
So let me
Republicans. You can't cover for this sorry ass. They ain't done a damn thing since they've been in there. Education still sucks. Okay.
now let me ask you a question.
Tell me.
Let me ask you a question. If I work for the school system, if I work for Hyundai, shouldn't I be treated the same as everybody else?
Kevin, have a big see. You still dancing around it. But here's the point, sir. In this crime thing lately, the Republicans quick to point out that these are blue states, Democratic
No.
cities. Let's point out
That's right.
what Republican asses ain't doing. They ain't doing a
Democratic
damn
City.
thing in South Alabama. So let's put the blame where it's supposed to be, in the Republicans' hands.
It's a
Y'all putting
Democratic
stuff in the Democratic City hands, saying all the murder taking place in these blue states where run by black Democrats.
and it is.
Let's put this at the hand of the feet of the Republicans. Education system in the state of Alabama ran by Republicans. The voting thing with the lottery in the hands of Republicans, and the marijuana thing. These people,
And again,
kids having seizures at the house. These kids having seizures at the house and everything.
Right.
But the Republicans saying that we want to protect the kids and protect y'all from doing drugs and this and that. But hey, they got liquor sold over and over from everything.
I'm with you. Listen, I don't necessarily.
So stop dancing around here saying, talk to me.
Let me get a point in. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think Republican Party sometimes, the ones who call themselves,
put the damn butt in there for me.
Let me see what I got. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think sometimes their priorities are wrong. I don't need their moral guidance.
Sometimes, what do you mean sometimes?
But they're not wrong all the time. And the Democrats
name something they done that's right. Name something. Name one thing they done in the state of Alabama that you can think of that's helping all the citizens in the state of Alabama.
Well, for the most part, you can walk down.
Don't give me no well.
Wait. You can walk down the street in most cities in this state without fear and trepidation of criminal, except for the cities ran by Democrats.
There you go. So I'm gonna use your term then. You just said something about Democrats. Yeah. Okay, this state is ran by Republicans.
But the cities are not.
And people still damn it. Trump, I'll tell you my Trump brags about no tax on overtime. He brags about that. Every time you see Tommy Tuberville on TV, he's hooping and hollering about everything Trump doing. President Trump doing this. I agree with President Trump. Okay. But hell, Katie Brick was bragging last week about the no tax on overtime.
Yeah, I heard it.
But hell, we're not getting it.
Shouldn't everybody then who works a certain amount of overtime, you still get money? Now I don't know if I'm totally for that because they make extra money on overtime, and now you're
making no damn sense, Calvin.
No. If they making extra money for
anybody with common damn sense that work at 8 hours, and they give you an option, Calvin.
Yeah.
You want to be?
So
they give you an option saying,
they tax on my money.
If they give you an option saying, we're not gonna tax that overtime you work for us all these damn hours you work. I plan all week long.
I will keep.
You saying that you saying you're gonna turn that money down?
No,
just like the vaccine kid, they trying to push saying you had an option to get the vaccine for your child if you want to.
Okay,
but we're gonna kill the shit in the state of Florida.
I'm not saying that. What I am saying, however, though, shouldn't everybody then who works a job get no tax on? Should everybody who works a job not have to pay tax on their money? What difference is it if you make it on overtime or not?
A lot of these companies like these car plants and Hyundais and all these places.
But why should they get free money?
They tell you up front that it's gonna work overtime whether you like it or not. If you don't agree to it, see some jobs you can say the boss can come to you and say, ask you, do you want to work overtime?
But why should
a lot of these places?
But why should they
demand your ass to work overtime? Are you fired?
But you took the job, so why should you get free money?
I understand that, but what I'm saying, if the president of the United States comes up and say, "Sir, we're gonna help you take some more money home," y'all, haven't you guys been bragging about the fact that we want to put money back in the American people's pocket.
Well, sure.
Groceries and everything else still going up, Kevin. Damn it. As we talking about all that too, everything's still going up. But anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying everybody should pay their fair share, and so why should
what the hell is a fair share? What is a fair share?
You should be comparable to everything everybody else pays. Just because you work for Hyundai, you get a little extra overtime. You ought to pay tax on yours. Same way I have to pay tax on mine. Why should you get a break?
So that's the reason the state of Alabama and the Republican Party so screwed up for people thinking just like you thinking this so crazy ass bullshit. You thinking right now.
Okay, well you can say you no, I'm telling you. Then why do we tax anybody on their earnings? It's the state of Alabama wanted to be progressive. Then let's do away with income tax.
I'm being quiet. I don't let people hear this bullshit you talking right now. Go ahead, finish.
No. Well, listen, it's always good to talk to you. I'm sure we get you back. Again, I don't know the big deal. I mean, again, let's stop taxing income that anybody works for, because it's unfair. If I'm working at McDonald's and I'm making such a little bit of money, then all of a sudden now you're gonna take tax out of my money, but the guy who works at the plants and make a little overtime, they don't have to pay taxes on there. That's unfair. That's not right. We're not treating all of our citizens the same. No. 521-2963 is the number here. 521 2963. Let's make sure we get that out there so folks can call. I forgot to put that on there. Anyway, so if you want to give us a call, if you disagree with me, which is fine, I don't care if people disagree with me. As a matter of fact, somebody once said, if everybody thinking the same, somebody ain't thinking, and so we don't even want to go there. 8:21 in the morning. If you have to be there by 9 o'clock, you got about 40 minutes by which to arrive, and we appreciate you out there this morning. Hey, Felix, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, if you want to call, if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'll take it. Again, the question on the table this morning is, who do our legislators work for? That's the question on the table. Okay? Because we can't seem to get a lottery. Everybody I know wants one. Churches, and there's nothing I think sinful about a lottery. The sin would be is you taking money out your kids' mouth, or food out your kid's mouth, to go down there and try to get some money, and you end up with nothing. That's the shame of it. Okay, that's the shame. But the lottery is something. No, I'm all for it. If the Indians can get all my money out there, then why in the world can I voluntarily give my money to a dollar a week, or $5 a month, whatever it is, to the lottery? Okay. At least I probably got a better chance of winning the lottery than I do beating one of them machines out there, which I ain't mad at. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. So that's why when I run for office, I'm going to have the gambler's card. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of legislation up for the gambler's card. Don't know if it's going to pass. Probably will never pass. But at least we need to try. Okay, you want to go out there and get rich quick thing. You want to spend $14,000 of your money over a certain amount of time, so at one day you can win $1,000. Okay, that's cool. But if you lose all your money, we're not going to give you no food stamps. We're not going to give you any government services. They cut your lights on. You're just going to be in the dark. Okay, so now, let's see how much of a chance you really want to take. Okay. You can't go to any of the churches in town because they get access to the same database that everybody else does, and see whether or not you're a gambler. And if you are a gambler, if you got that gambler's card, hey, no, sorry, man, we can't help you. Well, how come? Because you throw your money with and put money in a slot machine. That's why. So that's why your kid's hungry. Okay, that's why you're getting put out your house. That's why all your furniture is on the side of the road there, because you didn't spend all your money trying to win some money and end up with nothing. That's right. So the gambler's card is coming. Okay, I'm coming if I get elected. The gambler's card is coming. Oh yeah, we're gonna stop some of this irresponsibility with money. Okay, but I think what we ought to do is do away with the income tax. Period. It's like they keep. Here's a tax that they keep jerking us around with. We keep hearing every once in a while that we are going to take tax off food. Oh man, yeah, take tax off food. Well, again, they didn't say they were going to get rid of the tax. They said they're going to take the tax off the food. Now, what does that mean? See, it ain't what a politician says. It's how they say it. Okay. We never said we're going to get rid of the tax. We just said we're going to take it off the food. What does that mean? It probably means that everything else in the store will go up probably 0.5%. Okay? That's what that means. So you are still going to pay, okay? You're still going to pay taxes. Your taxes won't go down. The government's never going to give up a tax, but you'll be brainwashed into thinking that you're saving money because they took off and it's not the whole 10%, it's like 4% of food, which I think that's what that tax is, okay? So basically, yeah, you still be screwed, gluten, tattooed. Okay, I'm just saying. So again, we have to figure this out. Who do they work for? Because we really don't know. I mean, we don't. We don't know. We don't know who these people work for. Okay, we just don't. Because obviously they do not work for us. They just don't. They don't work for us. Because if they did, we would have the things that we want. And one big thing we all want that I know at least 75% of us want is a lottery. We want a shot at it without having to go out here and take a shot at these machines out there on the Port Creek engine side out there. We know that's a losing proposition. And every once in a while they let somebody win out there and give everybody else hope, empty hope. Oh yeah, well he got $13,000. But how long has that person been coming out there giving the money to that machine? Okay, where I don't mind spending $5 a month on a ticket, whatever these tickets cost. I've never even bought one, as a matter of fact. And here's another thing: I still can't figure out why some of these machines are in stores. They'll go to some stores and take these things out. Aliyah will, and other stores they let them keep them. So I don't quite get that. I mean, is that kind of like a lottery? I don't know. Other things move on. So today we're talking about Montgomery firemen. Now, anybody disagree with me? The numbers on the thing right there. Call me. We can talk about it. I mean, just because I'm the smartest guy in podcasting in Montgomery doesn't necessarily mean, and I'm still on the airways, doesn't mean that I know everything. I don't. I just use common sense, reason, and logic. Okay, that's it. Common sense, reason, and logic. Okay? Reason, logic, and common sense. Now, if you don't have one of those involved in your conversation or your thought pattern, then we can make it through with you. But if you got two of those elements missing, then there's no sense having a conversation because you are unprepared. Okay? You're unprepared. If you don't have at least common sense, logic, and reason, you need at least two of those, okay, in your conversation, because you can get away without having common sense if what you're saying makes sense, if it's reasonable. We could have a conversation on that. And logical, we can do that, okay. But common sense is probably like salt and pepper. It is the basis. It is the basis for seasoning in food. Salt and pepper. It is the basis for seasoning food. Well, common sense is the basic seasoning into reasoning. Common sense. Okay. I mean, if you think you can fly, and you don't have wings, and you get on top of the Empire State Building or whatever, or the green roof building downtown, and you think you're gonna fly, well, that you don't have very much common sense. But hey, we'll let you try to fly. Okay, if that's what you think you can do, we'll let you try to fly, and the next thing you know, we'll be calling your parents. Okay, we'll be calling somebody. Okay. Reason would dictate if you don't have wings, you should not fly. You cannot fly. Okay, unless you put on some fake wings. We cannot fly. Now, as a paratrooper, I never one time thought I could fly. Okay, I did know, however, that if this chute opens up the way it's supposed to open, that's the closest thing I'm gonna get to flying. Okay, and sometimes and we take a shot at that too. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you end up on the ground at speed. And I almost did that one time. But the good Lord took a liking to me and brought me home. So again, reason and logic. It's not reasonable to think that all shoots will work all the time because every once in a while one of them don't. Okay. So moving right along to other things. Do our firemen deserve a raise? Well, first of all, hold on. First of all, let me give you the lesson of life today. Lessons of life. Okay. Now, let me see if I can put this in here for you because I think that we all need this every once in a while. And what is a lesson of life? Oh, yeah. And if you guys have if you folks have a lesson of life that you would like to share with us, all I want you to do is send it to uh, um, Logic, LOJIC 2025 at uh, at uh, at gmail.com. Now, here's the lesson of life today. Everyone in their life needs to cry. Okay. Let me say that again. Everyone in their life needs to cry, not because you want to, but it is because every once in a while in your life you need to. Because there's no shame in hurting. The shame would be having nobody to hurt for. That is the lessons of life today. The shame of life, if you go through this life and you don't have anybody to hurt for. Okay. So that's a lesson of life today. Okay. Everyone in their life needs to cry. Not because they want to, but it is because every once in a while in your life you need to. The shame is not in crying. The shame is not having anything in your life worth crying for. So you might want to check things out. Okay. Okay. That's the lesson of life today. And the word of the day is okay. Let me put the word of the day is. I got to put the word of the day is. Um, it is exclave. Now, most people have probably never heard that word before. Exclave, and here it is right here. Show you what it is. If this is the word of the day right here, okay. Okay, the word of the day. Let me make sure I get this right. Okay. So the word of the day is exclave. Word of the day, exclave. And it's a portion of a country geographically separated from the main part by surrounding foreign territory. Can you think of any place in America where that is? Alaska. That's right. The United States, 49th state, Alaska, is the world's largest exclave. It is roughly 1/5 of the size of the rest of the country. A Russian colony from 1744 to 1867. When it was purchased by the U.S., Alaska became a state in America in 1959. Okay, the word of the day is pork chop. Okay, so yeah, so those are the things today that are out there. The word of the day, and again, find something in your life that means something a lot to you. Means a lot to you. Okay, so anyway, so next week, so I'm trying to figure out 8 to 10. Is everybody okay with that? 8 to 10, so I can get up a little later. Yeah, 8 to 10 is where I want to go. Okay, because people got headed to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. They ain't got time to sit in this thing and check with that. Because we want to, and we want. Listen, again. Here's a question I ask people too. Why do we have these conversations in Montgomery or any talk show? Why do we have these conversations? We have these conversations in the efforts of trying to change things. Well, do we, or do we? Or do we just like having conversations just to talk? I mean, really, is that the reason why do we have the conversation every day? Somewhere in this country, someplace, somebody's sitting at a bar stool, somebody's sitting, listening to a talk show, why do we have these conversations? We have these conversations in a way, hopefully, to affect our culture, to affect the way we think. And one of the ingredients that's missing in America right now is the ability to think reasonably and logically and soundly. It is just something that's everybody's got the TDS, Trump deranged syndrome. Okay, I mean the man, you act like the man can't do nothing right. Well, he has done a few things right. As a matter of fact, and every time I hear, well, what do he do for black people? Well, he gave HBCUs $255 million. and he signed another bill in April to give them some more. So our HBCUs who can't, a lot of them cannot seem to make it on their own. And I understand that, it takes a lot of money around the college. But the president of the United States, and 2 times in his term, he's actually signed a bill giving them lots of money. Now, it ain't my fault if you can't get students there or you can't produce a product that is exceptional, and everybody wants to hire people from those schools. Now, Morehouse, I know people want to hire them from there because Morehouse has an outstanding standard. Okay, I didn't learn about Morehouse till 1991 until I got here. I never heard about it. When you live down the street from Notre Dame, is there any other college that matters? No, I mean Notre Dame was the place to be. Anyway, I went to Notre Dame. Oh yeah, I went there like 3 times a week. Just out there, just to go out and walk out on campus. Let me see. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. How's it going?
Fine.
You were talking about what Trump did for HBCUs. It wasn't his to give in the first place. And the thing is, trust me, he does nothing without any type of transactional. He's a transactional president. And there was a time before he got there that money was not up under his control. He garnered that money and put it under his control so he could use it as a carrot stick, just as he did with Harvard and Columbia and all these other universities. He wants them to kiss his ring and all. So don't think he did it out of kind of his heart. He doesn't do anything without getting something out of the deal. That's just who he is. Have you ever heard of him asking the country to do something kind and nice for another person, to do what you call, a selfless act, to go and serve other communities, help your fellow man? He's never done that. Think about it. Go in your clip, your archive, and find one time he's ever asked the American citizens to pull together and look out for one another. Every other president has. Ronald Reagan has. He's the only guy. So,
well, let me ask you, what did Barack Obama and Biden ask us to do, except be gay?
No, ask the country to pull together. This is what Obama said. This is what Obama said. He said, we may have arrived here on different ships, but we're on the same boat now.
And that's because Martin Luther King said that. Yeah,
you didn't let me finish. I was about to say, although Martin Luther King said that and everything, he's repeated that. I don't mind if Trump goes and say, hey, look, the country on the hill, a beacon star, whatever. Ronald Reagan said. He doesn't even say that. He don't.
But that's not part of his constitutional duty.
No, it's not. But it should be a part of his belief and his values.
Well, I believe he said, letting people out of jail who've been there for 20-something years, just for drugs, okay, is a humanitarian thing that man has done on multiple times to let people out of jail.
Kevin, where's his heart?
I don't care where his heart is. I don't care.
You should.
Why?
You should. If a person's if they're going to send your sons and daughters to war and they're commander in chief, you would like to know they're sending them because they have to and not because it's about the bottom dollar or number on the Excel sheet.
Wait, Mr. Captain, let me ask you something. What soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine ever gets to pick their commander in chief?
You don't, Kevin, but you like to trust, Kevin. You like to trust their families, the dependents. Like to trust their mothers, their fathers, their sons and daughters. Like to trust that when you're sending a man to war,
until
for honest reasons, Kevin.
Until I see something that is obvious, I trust him more than I would Biden, my son.
You see what you want to see, and a lot of times it's right in front of us, but we refuse to accept it the way that it is because we see things as we like to see it rather than as it is.
Well, Kevin, I would trust him before I would Biden sending my son any place.
Well, that's more than what his last 3 wives said.
Well,
come on now.
My last 3 wives said the same thing too.
Kevin, come on now. You know what I'm saying. Also, he married the one that he cheated on the second wife with. But my thing, and then he cheated on her too with prostitutes and porn stars.
Now let me ask you a question.
And 13-year-olds.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Well, okay, I don't know about no 13-year-old, but let me ask you this.
Well, Epstein, Kevin, I put it this way: if Obama was hanging with Epstein, and everything. All those photos, him and his wife hanging with Epstein. You better believe they would not give him the benefit of the doubt.
So let me ask you a question, and this is just a simple question. Has Marty ever done anything wrong?
Of course.
Okay,
man, I'm a veteran.
Well, listen, hey, I appreciate it because that ends this conversation. Okay, that's in this conversation. We'll sit here and dog everybody else, knowing that we have our own issues. Okay, I just say that ends that conversation. Okay, if we're looking for somebody perfect, even the apostles of Christ, the disciples of Christ, they did. We had one was a murderer. Okay, a couple of them did some bad things. But if God can forgive them, then my Lord, do we ever forgive anybody? We do stupid things. Everybody's done wrong. Everybody's been done wrong. Again, show me the proof that the man's done something wrong when it comes to that Epstein thing, and I'm with you. I'm looking at him a whole lot differently. Again, but rumors and rumors of rumors. Like they said, he went to Washington, he went to Russia, and the women got up in the bed and peed on him. Okay, they told that lie on the guy. Okay, I don't trust anything that people say about Trump in the newspapers. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's hard to it's actually hard to believe anything because yesterday on a big headline on the internet, president has been shot. I said, what? I mean, I'm thinking, what happened? And it was a lie. It was a lie. I mean, so what can we believe anymore? Honestly, what can we believe anymore that somebody writes? Somebody showed. We got AI now. AI can come up with some of the most convincing stories, and well, next thing you know, you're looking for the big blast in the sky. So now I'm going to have to check these things out for myself. Okay, and even then, even if you check it out for yourself, you don't know if the person you're checking with or the source that you're checking with is absolutely accurate. So we live in a dangerous time now, especially with this AI thing. We don't know. And literally, we won't be able to tell the truth from a lie. And so we better watch what we give credence to and what we give credit to. Okay, I ain't mad at you, Marty. You're all right. Okay, I often said that if the good Lord had the same standard for us that we have for us, nobody make it to heaven. Matter of fact, the doors have to be shut. We get to heaven door, and the door will have a lock on it because none of us would make it. So I don't really care. All I care about what the guy is doing in the White House. What is he doing since he's been in office? Okay. Do I agree with everything he said? No. But the only thing I disagree with him on, to tell you the truth, is the whole way we do people who here, quote unquote, illegally. Listen, they're here now. Close the gates and let's see if we can get people squared away. Okay. So that's the only thing that I don't. I just don't like the way we do in immigration. But other than that, I'm pretty good with this messages. And again, I told somebody the other day, we've gone so far to the left in this country. I mean, we actually are believing that men and women can change because they want to. From we call it trans this and trans that. Okay, we actually believe that. And again, here's my question. People say, well, why does it bother you? It bothers me because if you cannot believe that the makeup of our species is predicated on some science, some creative science that the good Lord made us, then I can't believe anything you say. If you can't believe that a man is a man, a woman's a woman, a female is a female, and the male is a male, if you really believe that you have the ability as a human being to change whether or not you're a female or a male, then you're an idiot. And I just don't have time to talk to you. Okay, I just don't. Now, if you see you want to be one, then that's cool. That's your brain. But when you tell me you are, and we actually got some kids in this country who actually beginning to believe that a man can have a child. Okay, because it's a woman who taking testosterone and growing hair all over so she can look like a man, but at the end of the day, open her up, yeah, it's a woman. Okay. So again, that's why I don't pay much attention to a lot of the news, a lot of the things that you catch on the internet. They just be lying. They just lie. Okay? They just lie. I ain't mad at you though. Don't get me wrong. Whew, Marty. Now, here's something I like the president did yesterday. President Trump is to sign a order renaming the Pentagon the Department of War. That's what it used to be called, as a matter of fact, Department of War, because that's what they do. They get us ready for war. That's what they do. And that's good. So I'm with that. He will sign an executive order on September the 5th, which is today, changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, reviving a name that was abandoned during 1947 cabinet reorganization. Okay, the move, confirmed by the White House official, is intended to reflect what Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has described as the administration's effort to instill the warrior ethos across our armed forces. Our armed forces, and just in case anybody's forgotten, our armed forces is not to go in the military to change your whacker, to cut your whacker off and become at government expense and contribute to your mental your mental status. Okay, that's not our job is not to experiment with DEI. It is not to experiment with all the things socially, all the social issues we're trying to explain. It is to protect this country from war, from an enemy, foreign as well as domestic. So I'm glad it's the Department of War. That's what it is. Okay. And hopefully our brothers and sisters and your daughters, your sons, we got to be warriors. Because you don't get one, you only get one chance to do it right. Okay. And these social things that are going on in our military is going to get some people killed if it hasn't already. Okay, putting women where they don't belong because they politically it looks good until somebody gets killed. And I'm not saying that there are some women who are stronger than men. Every once in a while, you'll find a woman that's stronger than a man. It's a rarity. Okay, but it does happen. And today time, we don't really know if it's really a woman or not because she could be a man transgendering into trying to make herself look like a woman. And politically, okay, we're gonna let them do that, but we know it's a man. So I'm just saying, we have to get back to the basic things that this country stood for. And again, I think America, if it had not been for this whole color thing that white people had in America for a year, we would be up to this point the best nation this earth has ever seen. But we had that color thing, we had a nation of intelligent people getting mad at people because they're different color. Again, we are a great country, but we are nowhere near perfect country. So again, but if it had not been for that, we would have, we still pretty much in the top 3 countries in the world as it is. Okay, if you take America out of the spotlight, the map of the earth will look a lot different. So I'm good. I'm good with my country. I like it over here. Been to a couple of other ones. I like it over here. I like. Yeah, I do. I like it here. Yeah, I haven't been to a country yet where I wanted to stay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't been to that country. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't been to that. So you really think this line is just for you?
I had one question. One quick question though.
What?
The word defense. What does the word defense mean?
To defend.
So what's wrong with that word?
Nothing wrong with that word.
Why they want to change it?
Because it sounds
back to war. Why war? Why war? Why word war?
Because
are we gonna be every time we have a conflict with a foreign country, we're gonna be in war? Or conflict where we had to use our military, gonna be war? Well, war mean going out there down battlefield or something like that, ain't it?
The war can mean fought in it. War. It means fight. So
that's what I'm saying. So we're gonna fight every time we have a disagreement with other countries or somebody.
Wait a minute. Have we been doing that?
Defense mean do you defend in the situation where you can talk it out or shoot it out?
Yeah.
But war mean damn a war, don't it?
I hear it.
Okay, that's all I want to understand that.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
Again, when you fight people, it's a war. Okay. And the warrior ethos is quickly leaving us as Americans. And one of these days we're going to find out that we're not willing to do what we need to do. Now, since Trump has been in office, the one great thing he has seen in his 150 days long or whatever, the one thing he has done, people don't mind joining the military now. We don't have to call a man a woman or a woman a man. Um, uh, Trump's not putting a man into a cabinet office that wears a dress, okay, and the ugliest woman you ever want to see. So we're not doing it. We've had to come so far from the left, and that's why it seems what he's doing sometimes is extreme. I don't. Again, the only thing he's done that I don't like is the way we've been treating our friends and people that come here from other countries. And again, they came here illegally. That's fine. Call them that, what you want to call them. But if all they have done is work and take care of their family, then I don't see a reason why we should be rounding people up and put them on planes. I just don't. That part I don't like that. Again though, but he never asked me. I wouldn't on. I'm not part of the cabinet, but that's the part I just don't like. And yeah, sure, we allow you to come in. The Bidens, even Reagan, Biden, Reagan, the Bushes. That you say, okay, well, we're gonna wink our eye, and we're not gonna really, stop you from coming in, but we'll give lip service to it. And listen, do you blame any? Okay, listen, I want somebody to give me an honest answer here. If you were one of those places, El Salvador, Guatemala, Conquistador, whatever, all the places, Mexico, would you not try to get here? Would you not try to get here? If you were in my eyesight, I could see you. Wouldn't you try to get here? Of course we would. We would do the same thing they're doing. And it's not a matter of land. We got plenty of land here, plenty of land. So I'm just trying to figure out why we so hard on these people. And again, they came illegal. I'm with you, and I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, but some of these people come from places where trying to make a living is almost an impossibility. And so yeah, that's the only thing he's done that I don't like. Okay, I just don't like the way we're doing these people, and I hope a lot of them get away. As long as they ain't crooks and or terrorists or anything like that. I hope that a lot of them get away. I just don't like what we're doing to them. But I'm not the president. The president's the president. His job is to carry out the laws and the Constitution of the United States of America. And we do have a law say you can't come here, So, okay then. But me, I'm good. Anyway, Alabama, we are still watching from the sidelines. We are still, when it comes to, we are still watching from and the Powerball thing hit $1.7 billion. So again, the biggest question of today is, who do they work for? What does our legislative body in Alabama, who do they work for? Because obviously, it is not us. And I don't care if the lobbyist does have influence. I don't blame the lobbyists. The lobbyists are trying to get people to do things they want them to do. That's fine. Our legislative body has to have the balls to do what's right and not what is convenient. Okay? Do what's right, not what's convenient. And if the majority of people in the state of Alabama wants a lottery, then doggone it, give us one. Okay? Give us one. All right. Anyway, in Montgomery, and Brent, yeah, we talk about national issues sometimes, but man, we can't get out of we can't. It's hard to get out of local issues around here. Somebody, 2 weeks ago, they fighting in the gym at JD. Yesterday, somebody gets stabbed at JD. But again, I'm not really that concerned about the stabbing with a pencil. They've been stabbing kids, been stabbing each other with pencils forever. Just make sure the consequences for his action are severe. You can kill people with that same pencil. So make sure that I hope the board and Dr. Bird take this as a serious matter and put down some serious consequence. And let these kids know they come to school for an education and not anything else. Let me see. Okay. Oh, another woman has been arrested after engaging in sexual contact with a student, according to court documents. Well, I'm not going to put the woman's name on y'all can read it. It's in the paper and things of that nature. Again, listen, I you can't do it. You can't do it. Okay. Now, the Montgomery City Council wants to do something else. It's almost like the Montgomery City Council doesn't have enough to do. Some members of the Montgomery City Council believe that the city needs to crack down on short-term rental, specifically via companies Airbnb and Pad Split. Now, I don't know why Airbnb offers short-term rentals for entire properties, while Pad Split, which I never heard of them, functions similar to a college dorm room with customers renting rooms and splitting the use of common areas, which I don't have. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Uh, Samansky is also concerned. Well, he says you have Airbnbs that are being turned into party houses. So what? And of course, Airbnb is going to say that it's if it's reported that then we'll have to remove the listing. Again, as long as they're not breaking the law and creating a havoc in people's neighborhood. So what? I mean, listen, we can't take what kids do everything away from them. Okay, I don't think you ought to be drinking and all that stuff, but we can't take everything from these kids. Come on, man. Yeah. The problem is you get old and you forgot you was young. Okay, again, make the rules tighter. Make the rules tighter, but let's not get rid of them. Okay, let's not get rid of them. Let's keep them there. Okay, I'm just saying. Let's just do the right thing here. Also, former Alabama wide receiver Amari Cooper has decided to quit football. Former University of Alabama wide receiver Amari Cooper has made the decision to retire from football. Multiple sources have confirmed on yesterday. Okay, and now we got people. Okay, now we got people coming from Auburn to. Are we going up there? Are we going up there robbing people? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Auburn man arrested after item stolen and auto burglary recovered here. Okay. So I guess they come down here still from they see that we do so much over down here, they might as well come down and join the party. Also, a woman in Montgomery has been arrested in connection with robbery and kidnapping at an extended stay hotel in Montgomery. Well, that ought to be interesting. Shaquita Anderson, 34, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree robbery and 1 count of kidnapping in the first degree. See, even our women are getting tough now. I mean, even our women are doing crazy things. You know, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's something in the water. It is in the chicken. I think here's what we do. Okay, if we want crime to go down, if we want crime really to go down, we can do 2 things. 2 things, and crime would go down overnight. Yeah. Anybody know what those 2 things are? I ain't talking about arrest everybody. We can make 2 cultural changes and crime would go down overnight. Anybody know what it is? 521-2963. Somebody got to know. I mean, I know I'm the smartest guy on the radio, but I'm not that smart. Okay. So anybody know the 2 things we can do Monday enacted, and I guarantee you crime would go down overnight. Okay. I guarantee you. Okay. What are the 2 things? Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Okay. 2 things. Okay. We can do to affect FAE crime. Okay, here we go. Anybody know what we can do? Oh yeah. Anybody know? 2 things. 2 things we can do, and crime would go down overnight. Okay. I'm just telling you, it would go down. All right. Where my thing at here? Where'd it go? Did we lose it? Okay, here we go right there. That's right. So 2 things we can do to affect crime immediately. Does anybody know what they are? Okay. Well, I'm not going to place till you tell me. Okay, I'm not going to. I'm gonna stay right here. Tell me the two things that we can do. Now, I'm gonna write it down. See who gets it. Okay. One, we need to. Um, mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Oh, there we go. Right there. One is okay. This right here. We do this. Uh-huh. I'm seeing if anybody thinking the way I am. Okay. That's one thing we can do. And we can do one more other thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is number 2. It's coming. I'm just seeing if anybody can get this. I'm not even going nowhere right. I got in a little late today, so no sense in no sense in running. Okay, so let's go. There's number 2 right there. Okay. Somebody know. Somebody's got to know. Somebody's got to know. 2 things we can do to stop crime overnight. Okay. Okay. Come on. Somebody out there know what to do. I can't go nowhere till y'all figure this out. 521-2963. Give me a call. There's 2 things. Just 2. All we have to do 2 things, and we could affect crime overnight. Just 2 things. 2 things. No, not get rid of the Constitution. No, not arrest everybody. No, not that. Anybody know? Come on. All right. Oh yeah, and no, not getting it, not stop selling alcohol. That's not it either. Okay. Okay. So nobody knows. Okay. Okay. I really don't have all data set here. I mean, I'm just thinking. You really don't know. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. 2 things that we can do. One is this one. Okay. This is one, and number 2 would be this one. Okay. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay, somebody got it. Somebody got it. And the second thing would be ban rap music. Stop selling chicken, ban rap music, and I guarantee you, crime would go down overnight. Okay, so uh, 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 yeah, crime would go down. Ban rap music and stop selling chicken. Okay. Well, we don't want to stop selling chicken, but you can only have chicken at home. That way, by the time you get ready to hit the street, the chicken should be almost be digested by then. Okay. Okay. So ban rap music, stop selling chicken, and we would have a safer city. Because I guarantee you, everybody that's if you went downtown to the jail right now and asked everybody, what's the last thing you had for dinner? I guarantee you, within that last 48 hours for that crime was committed, somebody had some yard bird. Somebody had some chicken. Okay. So we need to, we need to do okay. So number 1, make sure we get this right. Ban rap music. MUSIC. Okay. Number 2. Okay, let me see. Wait a minute. You weren't supposed to go up there. Okay, number 1. Okay. Rap music. Okay. Okay. And the next thing would be okay. Next thing would be 2. Okay, and that would be no CHICK. I spell chicken. Okay. And no chicken. Okay. There you go. I got it. I have the situation under control. Okay. I have the situation under control. So be generous. Oh, and be kind. That's true. That's true. But I think this right here would take care of would take care of most of the crime in our community, all over America. Anyway, guys, man, I gotta go. So hopefully I'll see you guys on Monday. The good Lord says the same. And don't forget, let's get them donations coming in so I can stay longer. Okay. But I think I'm gonna start coming up from 8 to 10. We're gonna do this from 8 to 10. So y'all hang loose there. And then that gives everybody a chance to get up and realize that I'm still here. And hopefully if I'm not still here, keep it going anyway. Okay. So time's up. But I'm gonna ask the question to every legislator. Can you please tell me who you work for? That's all I want to know. I mean, that's all I want to know. And maybe we'll find out why we can't get a lottery. Okay, $1.7 billion once again is gone. It's gone. We get no part of it. But I wonder how many Alabama dollars, how many of our people have gone to other states just to buy a ticket so they can get a chance at winning. How many? So we spend money in others. We help their education system. We help their social programs, but we can't seem to help our own. Well, again, who do they work for? Well, I don't know, but I do have the crime prevention thing right there. We ban rap music, and we make selling chicken, except for home cooking. Yeah, let it go. Because I'm still trying to figure out how can I go to one restaurant and like the chicken leg is like this big, and I go to another restaurant and the chicken leg is like this big. So I'm just trying to say, well, what makes them chickens that big? Well, I think we'll find out one of these days, and that's when crime will go down. Okay, so y'all have a good weekend. Be nice. Don't remember what I tell you every day. It is not the falling that makes us strong. It is getting up every time we do. So keep getting up. Okay. And Z told me to tell you guys, thanks for all the congratulations and all the I'm gonna get him on the podcast one morning. As soon as he gets, I have to do it on the weekend, I think, so he can give his own thanks. Anyway, have a great day. And always be kind. See you. Who do you want to be?
Every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in